what are they fighting about? What is the conflict about? With a conflict, there has to be a good cause behind it. It can't be anything silly, and it has to be something that has meaning and will also resonate with the readers. Now, conflict can happen for many reasons. It can happen over a person, over an item, over a symbolic thing. And then not just what the conflict is over, but what sides are the different factions taking in the conflict. Are they all on the same side, which would make no sense because there'll be no conflict? Or are there 3 different factions, 2 different factions, or just multiple factions, which is even worse because it means that no one has the same ideals or the same, not one group has the same idea about how to resolve the conflict. So that conflict is going to rage on for quite a while. And what I've done in Heathens is, or what I'm going to do is, it's just going to be the typical, two-sided, but where there are 2 sides and in the middle there are lots of things going on that don't have anything to do with the conflict, because I think that gives me a secondary plot where there's all these things going on beneath the surface which fuel the conflict but which are not directly related to it, if you know what I mean. I also want to bring in the human aspect to it because obviously they're magical creatures within our world. And what I want to introduce is, well, in what way are humans involved in the conflict, or in what way are humans causing the conflict, And are humans able to play a bigger role in this magical world than we actually realize? Now, I think it's overly done. It's been done so many times to make us humans the bad people, where we're always the negative people, we're always the bad people, we're always ruining it for everyone else. Or could it be that the humans become an unintended consequence or collateral damage of the conflict, of this eternal war between the witches and the warlocks? And then also, when you think about this war, and it's not just the war between the witches and the warlocks, it's the war between the different factions. When you think about this conflict, who are the people trying to get to the bottom of it, trying to get to the real truth behind the conflict, and trying to find who the instigators are, and trying to bring peace to everyone? How long has the conflict been going on for? What has the damage been to the magical community in the past? Because there always has to be history as well, where there's been so much unintended damage to the people, to the witches, the warlocks, the magical creatures. So it's all very interesting, and this is what I'm sort of working on today. I mean, I'm not going to get through it all today, but I'm sort of building it, because as I've written the first book, the second book is pretty much done, but it's just about tidying it up for the rest of the series now, because we're getting to a stage where I'm having to explain a lot more and figure out why things are happening in such a fast pace, at such a fast pace, and what the consequences are of these things happening. Now, the reason why this is taking me so long is because I actually lost a lot of words, and I don't know how that happened. Now, unfortunately, I do have handwritten notes, but my handwritten notes are abroad, so I'm still waiting for them to be shipped over. And when you have so much stuff handwritten, I think I have thousands of pages. I'm just waiting for them to arrive so I can actually put them in here. But as you can see, I was working on book 3, A Protection Spell, and everything just sort of vanished. So I still have some copies in another folder, but unfortunately the majority of it was lost, and I still don't know how that happened. I think I probably didn't update it properly, or I shut my computer at the wrong time, or it's been very stressful, because it was about 50,000 words. Now, I didn't freak out too much, because what can you do? And I think it's really difficult to replace them. So what I did make sure I did was that all my writing, my handwriting has been preserved. So I'm waiting for it to arrive, and I'll be so excited when it actually does show. Okay, so the feeling in the room was somber and a bit gloomy. No one spoke and no eye contact was made. In the background, a clock ticked, or perhaps it was someone's wristwatch. Ian couldn't tell. Either way, it was annoying. She wanted to silence the offending thing, but she couldn't figure out the source. Una nudged her and motioned towards Oki. Okay, you can, yeah. So I've done a bit. It's not as much as I would like, but it never is as much as I would like. I figured out 3 things. What the cause of the conflict is, that's 1. 2, what they're actually fighting over, that's 2. And 3, who the enemy is, who is causing the disruption in their world. So for me that was important because I had an idea who I wanted it to be, but I didn't want a typical villain. I didn't want it to be someone who would be a typical villain. And although there had been, I hinted at a previous conflict early on in this in the book, in the series, I didn't want that same conflict to be the reason for this new conflict, because I wanted 2 separate reasons. Because with that previous conflict there was an instigator, there was a big bad villain, but I didn't want that villain to be the reason for the second conflict. So and this is where I got very excited, because it gives me the chance to tie in a lot of folklore, a lot of African mythology and that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm very happy now that I've sort of figured that out. But that will be the end of today's video. I'm sorry it's been all over the place, but it's just been my thinking process. And just to show you how it's exciting to write the story up, but it can also be very chaotic as well. Okay, love you all, happy writing, and I hope inspiration finds you.